This time on Animal Airport, Lloyd gets the cold shoulder.
I suppose we're gonna have to go get one of the girls tonight.
Mel delivers some bad news.
We've just been checking the paperwork, and there's a problem.
And a delay in alpaca arrivals causes concern.
I hope they're all still alive.
London Heathrow, one of the world's busiest airports. Every year, 500,000 flights arrive and depart, carrying 70 million human passengers and 40 million animals and fish. And while humans report to passport control, the animals head to the Animal Reception Centre, known as the Ark. Around 10,000 dogs a year pass through the Animal Reception Centre. Of those, roughly 10% are in transit, 20% are couriered home, and 70% are collected by their owners. This morning, Javier has arrived, desperate to see his beloved dog, Max. But Max has gone missing.
The plane was an hour delayed, and then when they're supposed to take him here, the lorry broke down.
It's been one delay after another, and that's not all that's on Javier's mind.
I came with a taxi because I wouldn't know how to get here, just to pick up him.
And the cab meter is still ticking away outside.
Well, I have to wait for an hour or more until the papers are ready so I can take him home.
The driver's already owed over £200. But having been away from Max for 5 days, Javier just wants his dog back. Even though there's no sign of Max himself, animal attendant Mel has already received his paperwork.
So we're trying to get the paperwork done before the animal gets here so it can get out as soon as possible. I'm just having a look through the passport to make sure everything's in order.
25-year-old Mel has been at the Ark for 3 years and knows owners can get just as stressed as their pets.
The rules for coming into the UK are the tapeworm treatment has to be between 1 and 5 days before entry. And by the looks of this, the tapeworm treatment was very out of date. Hi. We've just been checking the paperwork, and there's a problem. The tapeworm treatment's out of date. It has to be done between 1 and 5 days before your dog comes into the UK. What's going to have to happen is your dog's going to have to stay here and get retreated for tapeworm, and then it'll have to stay here for 24 hours.
24 hours?
The bad news keeps coming. The taxi driver is still here. The meter's now showing over £250. And there's no way Max, the missing retriever, can leave before tomorrow. Mel spells out the options.
I'd recommend you stay in a hotel tonight.
I can't go.
No? You could arrange a courier to take the dog tomorrow if you can't stay.
To take it to Newmarket?
Yeah, tomorrow. I can get you a number, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, I'll go work out the charges for you, and then I'll get a quote for your transport to this as well, okay? And then I'll come back out, okay?
Though Max is still somewhere out there on a broken-down freight lorry, Mel makes the arrangements.
Oh, hi, Jack. It's Mel from the Ark here. I need you to do me a quote for currying a dog for a customer. Oh, God, that poor man. Okay. I'll let him know and see what he says. Okay, cheers, thanks, bye. I've just had the quote back, and to take the dog to his home tomorrow, it's going to cost £140. He's also got a taxi running outside that has gone up to, I think it's £300 now. So this poor guy is forking out over £500 today, and he's leaving without his dog.
But that's not the final cost.
But as it's failed, it now has to get let out into the kennel. So the charges are going to be £150 boarding charge, £50 for the extra day's boarding charge, and £93.17 for the tapeworm. So the total charges are going to be £293.17. And then on top of that, it's going to be 140 quid for James Cargo to courier his animal to him. Hopefully he's going to take this well. Hi. For them to courier your dog to you tomorrow will be 140. Okay?
Okay. So I have to pay you 295.
93.17. Yeah, and then this is the courier company.
Okay.
Yep. It's nice when they don't try and argue because, you know, at the end of the day, we have to do what the legislation says. We can't risk disease getting into the country, infecting the millions of dogs that are in this country. So yeah, he did take it very well, which I'm happy about because I don't like confrontation.
A few minutes later, Mel has more news.
I have an update on your dog. They have got a new van and picked him up, and he is on his way here now.
Okay.
So he should be here soon.
Great.
Okay?
I prefer don't see him.
Yeah, because they get upset as well. Yeah. It's no problem. But we'll take good care of him. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Javier now has a £700 bill and has to add on his 90-minute cab journey home. And there's still no sign of Max. Staff at the Ark are always busy, meeting up to 20 aircraft per day. This morning, Anna is collecting a shipment that's come in from Miami, Florida.
We've got 2 boxes of reptiles coming in on American airline flight this morning. And according to the paperwork, we're expecting some newts and some salamanders.
Over 200,000 reptiles pass through the Ark every year.
Normally, it's quite a lot of tortoises that come in and quite a lot of royal pythons. We've had quite a lot of them in the past. So hopefully on here, this nice big American Airlines plane, there'll be, I'm guessing, 2 smallish boxes of our newts and salamanders.
After a 9-hour journey, the animals will be dehydrated. Anna needs to get them off the plane as soon as possible.
2 boxes. Yeah, so hopefully this is them. Okay, off we go.
Ark staff check 10% of all animal shipments arriving at Heathrow to make sure welfare regulations are being followed. Anna will examine the reptiles back at the Animal Reception Centre. In the office, Mel continues the hunt for missing Max, last seen on the back of a broken-down airline lorry. He's now 5 hours late.
Hi, it's Mel from the Animal Reception Centre here. Hello, I'm just ringing up for an update on Max, the dog that had to get picked up from a broken-down van because he's still not arrived with us yet. He was meant to get here for a few hours ago now, so we're a bit worried about it. Yeah.
I'll give him a call now and I'll give you a call straight back.
Okay, thanks. Cheers, bye. Still in a van, en route to the Ark.
Anna returns with the newts and gets Deputy Manager Tristan to help. He's one of the senior members of staff, authorised to check reptiles.
So this is the shipment. Some red-spotted newts and eggs of spotted salamander.
Oh.
Right. Wonder which is in which box. Stick that back in there.
One way to find them.
Let's see what they're like. These might well be coming over to be bred in this country and grown on before then going into the pet trade.
These red-spotted newts have arrived in high-tech packaging. Milk cartons. Red-spotted newts have a most unusual life cycle. They undergo 2 metamorphoses, going from underwater larvae to land-living juveniles with lungs known as efts, finally becoming aquatic adults.
You can actually see the red spots on the side of this newt. You can see the small spots on the side. They are actually red. The packaging's good. You've got a strong outer packaging, then you've got the inner packaging. These milk cartons are quite strong and robust. They've got the ventilation in, and then there's damp tissue inside as well to keep the newts up to the right humidity.
They look okay.
Tristan is impressed with the newt's deluxe dairy dwellings.
Anything that's suitable for packing is quite often used. We see reptiles coming in plastic tubs, which are quite often used for food. But as long as they're suitable, that's the main thing.
All the newts are in order and can now head on to a pet shop in London. Mel's had some good news. They've retrieved the missing retriever.
This is Max, the dog we've been trying to hunt down since 12:30 this afternoon. So he's finally arrived. He looks absolutely fine. Just gonna let him out into the kennel now, give him food, water, because he's been stuck in there for quite a while. He's very cute.
All right, Max. Oh, bless him. Good lad. Good boy. Let's get your chip, mate.
Will helps to check his paperwork matches the information on his microchip.
So only a retriever would be wagging his tail after all of that.
The friendly and confident temperament is a hallmark of golden retrievers.
Where's your chip, mate? Let me grab a third chip reader. Third time's a charm. Wait, there we go. Well done, mate.
Andrew the vet has arrived to give Max his worming tablets.
Let's see what he thinks of a bit of this this dog food. What's this, pal? Eh? Oh, well, yeah, so. Yeah, he's hungry. Let's see if we can pop these in a bit of food then, okay? Hide it in a little bit of food there is the idea. It's a little more pleasant, easier on him. Go on then. Gently. There's a boy. Wow-wee. Go on, clean my fingers, please. Just got to be satisfied it's swallowed and he's not holding it in his mouth or anything, but that seemed to go down very well. He's licked his lips, licked his nose, we know it's gone. I'm always happy when it's a retriever or something like that. It will usually scoff things out my hand, yeah, and take the worming tablet, no problem. So stamp up his paperwork with date and time, and we'll get him going 24 hours from now. That's it.
Oblivious to all today's expensive hiccups, Max is content with some food, water, and a comfortable bed.
Good boy.
It'll be another 24 hours before he can be released. "34-year-old animal attendant Lawrence is preparing for the latest arrivals.
In a minute, we've got some alpacas arriving, coming in on their calendar flights. According to the paperwork, there should be 6 males coming in.
Lawrence has worked at the Ark for 10 years and handled alpacas when he worked at Chessington Zoo. So he's the perfect man for the job.
They're here, yes.
While Lawrence heads off to greet the latest arrivals, owner Nick is waiting to collect them. He's been breeding alpacas for 3 years.
The stud males that are coming in today are tens of thousands of pounds each. It requires quite a lot of investment.
Nick is part of a syndicate of alpaca investors and personally picked these stud males from a farm in Canada.
I haven't seen them in 15 months, so I'm more than interested in seeing them. The co-owners have never seen them. They've trusted me. We'll see whether it was misplaced trust or not.
Though the flight landed 3 hours ago, the alpacas have only just arrived.
Ideally, we would have liked them here quicker than this.
You know, stress is a big issue with any animal travelling.
Steady.
So my game is just to try and reduce the stress. This is always the moment. I hope they're all still alive.
They all seem quite chilled.
Before they're released into their holding pen, vet Liz arrives to check their microchips. Originally from South America, alpacas are bred specifically for their soft, natural coat. It's warmer, less itchy, and more durable than wool, and is mainly used for clothing.
Yep. Next thing is just get them out, put them in a stable.
Now the moment of truth. Here they come. Come on, guys.
The first one needs a bit of encouragement.
Come on.
Alpacas are herbivores, grazing on grass, shrubs, and trees. Their 3 stomachs enable the animal to absorb 50% more nutrients than sheep.
Went really well. As soon as one had been shown the way, they all followed in. Smooth as anything, no one got spat at. Then once they're ready and cleared customs, we'll get them loaded on their lorry.
It all sounds straightforward. What could possibly go wrong? Back in the office, it seems Lawrence may have spoken too soon. Some of the alpaca paperwork has gone missing.
We're not sure if it's been left out in the country they departed from.
Until their papers arrive at the Ark, the alpacas are going nowhere. Breeder Nick isn't happy.
Somebody somewhere has lost the import licenses, the signed import licenses, and apparently that is akin to a passport. We are now nearly 4 hours after we arrived here and the alpacas arrived here, and we are no closer to getting them released.
But the delay does allow time for the syndicate to check on their new animals.
What we're trying to do is to import animals of this age that still keep a very fine fleece. This is very fine for an animal of this age. When we're looking at black alpacas and the black versus fawns versus white, whites are more evolved. The breeding program's been going on longer in South America. The black animals haven't been as well developed. The improvement program isn't as great. And so we don't expect the same quality. We already took white stud males out of snowmass. We wanted the colour, to take the colour program to the same level as the whites. These will do it. And here's the beauty. He's got a wonderful temperament. I'm really, really pleased. I might even be known to break into a smile when we get him out of here later.
4 hours later, Nick isn't smiling. But finally, there's a development.
20 minutes, the animals are cleared, so we should be loading in 20 minutes.
But 1 hour later, after a monumental 7 hours in total, Nick is still no closer to taking his alpacas home. And his ordeal isn't over yet. Waiting patiently in the kennels after his worming tablet, Max the retriever has a visitor.
How you doing? He's a good boy. He's wagging his tail away. He's completely fine. Happy golden retriever. I'm sure he'll be happier when he gets home to his dad again. But yeah, he's doing all right. Not stressed at all.
Something rather exotic on the evening's arrival schedule has caught Mel's eye.
Check it out of interest, see if there's anything exciting coming in. Especially in the winter, because obviously being closed season for zoos, they will transport stuff in the winter because they can keep it off show, quarantine, and then have it as a main attraction in the summer when they have, you know, all the visitors coming in. Ooh. We have got a tree kangaroo coming in. I love tree kangaroos. It is going to Belfast Zoo, so it's going to be a Goodfellows tree kangaroo because they already have one there. So they'll be bringing that in probably as a mate for that, so they can try and produce some baby kangaroos. They are an endangered species, so obviously they want to do anything they can to get the numbers up conservation-wise. I just finished a project on it at university. Basically had to do a project, basically a handbook for a zookeeper who'd never worked with that species, and I picked one of those because they're quite interesting animals, and did that on that. So yeah, it was really good, so I look forward to getting a bit closer.
In the loading bay, Lloyd has arrived with the box Mel's been waiting for.
So on this van, we have a Goodfellows tree kangaroo. I'm very excited to get it out.
Tree kangaroos are marsupials that have adapted to live the treetop lifestyle, with muscular forearms for grip, long tails for balance, and broad feet with non-slip soles. Mel can't resist taking a quick peek.
I can't see anything through. Oh, I can see its ears. Yeah, it's awake.
Supervisor Stewart has come to assist Mel.
I haven't seen one through the Ark, but I've seen them before in zoos and stuff.
Stewart needs to see if there's a protective grille behind the door.
No, don't put your tail in.
Clearly not. But Mel's on the case.
Right, Stu, how are we going to do this?
You just put the grill up against there.
Yep.
You all right?
Yep.
And put the guard away just in case it comes.
Yep.
Shoot it out.
Hello. Oh, that is adorable. It's got plenty of food in there.
We've got water as well.
Oh, look, he's so tiny. Look at the size of those claws. They could probably do some damage. Oh, look at his little ears. It's amazing to see one of these this close up. There's only 27 of these in zoos throughout the world.
What, this species or tree kangaroo?
No, just the good fellas, tree kangaroo. Basically, the way they're designed is for treetop living. Sometimes they do come down on the ground to get their food, but they're very slow and clumsy on the ground, so they're easy prey for the hunters that kill them for meat if they're on the floor, which is the main reason the numbers have declined over the last 30 years. That and habitat destruction for planting crops and things. That was amazing. Probably the best thing I've seen here, to be honest. I think it tops the list of cool stuff we've had.
Animal Health Officer Lloyd is checking on a Chihuahua that's arrived from LA via Florida. A very picky Chihuahua.
All it says is it hates men, so I don't know if it's aggressive or nervous, or I don't know exactly what I'm going to be looking for. So I'm going to have to find out while I'm in there.
Lloyd has been at the Ark for 2 years. He's dealt with plenty of scared dogs and knows that fear can quickly turn to aggression.
So I'm going to use this extendable chip reader. It gives me about an arm lengths away so that I don't get bitten. And hopefully it goes well. Yeah. It's fine, don't worry.
Even though he's come from LA, Hollywood hound Luigi is shunning the limelight, and the long-handled chip reader isn't helping. Fortunately for Lloyd, Luigi is nervous rather than aggressive.
No, I'm not going to be able to get it, so I suppose I'm going to have to go get one of the girls, aren't I? When you get someone of my size walking into a room with some dog that's about, a foot off the ground, and I'm standing 5 foot and 4 inches above them, it's usually scary. It would be scary for anyone, wouldn't it?
Dogs are thought to respond better to higher-pitched voices, so Lloyd calls on Grace to see if her tender tones will help.
Just a little Chihuahua. He's right, or she's right there. It's called Luigi, so I'm going to assume it's a boy.
Was he growling?
No, just backing away from me.
They may be the smallest breed of dog, but Chihuahuas can still deliver a nasty nip.
Is it fine with you, Grace?
Was he doing this with you?
No.
He doesn't look too happy.
It certainly seems Luigi is a ladies' man.
There you go.
Chip read, job almost done.
He's obviously just a bit scared. He's not aggressive. He just doesn't... He probably hasn't been around loads of men, so he's a bit unsure, but he seems all right.
Rob, Luigi's owner, thinks he knows why his pet is scared of men.
We just originally took him out to Los Angeles about 18 months ago, and on the way out he didn't travel very well because he ended up in a warehouse out there for 4 hours with loads of men around him, and so I found him cowering in the back of his cage. On the way back here, we flew in from Miami, and the experience has been a little better because he's ended up, I believe, with a lot of nice ladies out the back, but not in a warehouse, and that's the big difference.
While his paperwork is checked, Luigi enjoys a clinch with his female co-star. One worming tablet and 24 hours later, Max, the missing retriever, is ready to make the last leg of his journey.
Max has left the building, he's on his way home.
Luigi, the man-shy Chihuahua, is reunited with owner Rob. And 9 hours after they first arrived at the Ark, Nick and the Alpacas are finally given the clearance to go.